Shedeur Sanders on limited reps. Cleveland Browns QB competition. Imagine being one of the most talked about prospects in the NFL draft, only to find yourself grappling with unexpected challenges right from the start. This is the reality for Shedeur Sanders, the Cleveland Browns' new quarterback, who finds himself navigating a complex and competitive training camp. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite his potential, Sanders is not receiving the same opportunities as his peers. Why is this happening, and what does it mean for his future with the team? Before joining the Browns, Sanders was a standout quarterback, highly anticipated in the 2025 NFL Draft. Surprisingly, he was selected much later than expected, in the 5th round as the 144th pick. Currently, he appears to be 4th in line in the quarterback hierarchy, trailing behind seasoned veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, and another rookie, Dillon Gabriel, who was picked in the 3rd round. During the offseason and the initial stages of training camp, Sanders has been conspicuously absent from the first-team offense drills. When questioned about his limited practice reps and lack of first-team exposure, Sanders maintained a diplomatic stance. "It's not something I can control, so I choose not to dwell on it," he explained. His focus remains on being grateful for the opportunity to play at this level, a dream many aspire to but few achieve. Despite the apparent sidelining, Sanders remains undeterred. "I know my worth and what I can bring to this team," he asserts, refusing to let the situation dishearten him. This resilience is perhaps a trait he's inherited from his father, Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, known for his own formidable career. The Browns coaching staff, including head coach Kevin Stefanski and quarterbacks coach Bill Musgrave, have indicated that the quarterback rotation is subject to change. They've described the rotation during the first week of training camp as fluid, with plans to reassess before the second week. Notably, while Pickett and Flacco have shared first-team reps, Sanders has primarily been assigned to the third team with occasional second-team work. Adding to the complexity, the Browns' wide receiver room is overstretched, forcing Sanders at times to practice throws with equipment staff members. Yet, Sanders remains unfazed by these challenges, reflecting on his journey from an HBCU to a Power 5 conference, and now to the NFL, as a testament to his adaptability and determination. Sanders also touched on personal lessons from off-field experiences, specifically mentioning 2 speeding tickets he received since joining the Browns. He hopes others will learn from his mistakes and avoid similar pitfalls. And this is the part most people miss. A journey of an NFL rookie, especially one as scrutinized as Sanders, is fraught with both visible and invisible hurdles. How will Sanders navigate these challenges? And what can his experience teach us about resilience and adaptability in professional sports? What do you think about the Browns' strategy in managing their quarterbacks? Let's discuss in the comments below. Shedeur Sanders, staying positive amid limited reps in Browns QB competition. Imagine being a rookie quarterback in the NFL, surrounded by seasoned players and high expectations. That's the reality for Shedeur Sanders, who's currently vying for a spot on the Browns roster. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite being the only quarterback without any first-team reps, Sanders remains remarkably calm and collected. In fact, he's not even bothered by the limited practice time he's received so far. As he put it, "I don't think that's my place to give the answer to that. I feel like that it's not in my control, so I'm not going to think about that, or even have that in my thought process of why it is." Sanders' laid-back attitude is certainly admirable, but it's also worth noting that he's not alone in the quarterback competition. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel are all ahead of him on the depth chart, with Pickett taking all of the first-team snaps in team drills on Wednesday and splitting them with Flacco on Thursday. But Sanders isn't letting that get him down. As he said, "It doesn't make me feel down or left out because I know who I am as a person. I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team. So I can never feel less than any circumstance." That kind of confidence is certainly inspiring, but it also raises some interesting questions. Can Sanders really make a difference on the team despite his limited reps? And what does his attitude say about the state of the quarterback competition in the NFL? As we continue to watch Sanders' journey unfold, It's clear that he's not just fighting for a spot on the roster. He's also fighting to prove himself as a capable quarterback. And this is the part most people miss. The fact that Sanders' limited reps might actually be a blessing in disguise. By not being thrust into the spotlight right away, he's able to focus on developing his skills and learning from his teammates. Of course, only time will tell if that strategy pays off. But one thing is certain, Sanders is definitely one to watch. But here's the question. Do you think Sanders' attitude is a strength or a weakness? Should he be more concerned about his limited reps, or is he right to focus on what he can control? Let us know in the comments.